Hi, I'm King Buzzo from the Melvins.
And I'm Al Jourgensen from Ministry, and you're watching Two for the Road on Consequence. Buzz, are you ready for this?
Ready?
This tour, not this interview.
Okay. Are we started?
I guess. I don't know. They said record, so I know anything I say I'm liable for now. So
what's new? You know?
Yeah, what's new with you?
Just been doing what I do, waiting for this tour to start. It's been 2 years. We've played one show in that amount of time. That's it.
And how did that go? How did that go?
It was good. We did it at the House of Vans in Chicago.
Oh, you did that. All right, cool.
Yeah, right around Halloween. That went really well. But this is the longest I have ever. This is the longest in about 35 years I've went without doing shows, and the longest I've been home in more than 30 years by far.
Yeah, ditto on that for me as well. The second longest is when I took about 1.5 years off just to go live with Timothy Leary and just quit ministry and just said, didn't have a phone, nothing, just don't talk to me. And then came back into the fold. But I went out there for about 1.5 years, but this is now going on it's over 2 years, right? I mean, since March is when basically like we were supposed to be in Australia literally the day that, well, they hadn't shut down Australia yet, but they were talking about it, and we were supposed to fly 2 days later. And so we wound up canceling, and we made the right call, because if we would have went, we would have been in quarantine for 2 weeks, no matter what. So it was literally like within a 48-hour period, we were like, uh-oh, I don't know, should we go, should we not? And ever since then, yeah, okay. So Here we are. Now we're going to do this. It looks like, Well,
I hope so. I mean, I hope nothing happens. We're very excited about it. I can't wait to go out and have my real touring start with this as the tour. We're all very excited about that. Super happy that you guys invited us to do it. Thank you.
It's a super stacked bill. I mean, just the three of us, we don't have Corrosion on here right now, but I'm really excited about the bill. I'm really excited about the new stuff you've been sending me. Wow. Yeah. I'm stoked. I'm stoked.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good. I mean, that's pretty much all we've done is just record during this whole thing.
What else are you going to do?
Nothing. I mean, and even then it was like, we weren't sure for a long time if getting together was even safe.
Right.
It's like, how safe do you do it? Yeah, we did 3 online shows where we wore masks and did all that because it was people knowing if that was okay or not. There wasn't even really good testing. There was a little bit. No vaccine, none of that stuff was happening. So we did those. That went really well, and recorded a bunch of records. We recorded a 4-album acoustic record that came out in.
Sounds really good, by the way. Everything you've sent sounds awesome, man. Are you going to do any of the acoustic stuff?
Not on this tour. We're ready to rock. I'm ready to play some loud guitar. I haven't played any. We've done some rehearsing, but other than that, not a lot. It's far too long. I'm just staring at my gear going, okay. I just hope nothing happens. I just hope.
No, I think we're good. I think we're good as long as, everyone's like double, triple, quadruple vaxxed and all this shit. Yeah. I even got a shingles vax the other day. I'm like vaxaholic now, It's just like I am not going to get sick this tour. And it's funny because I never get sick any tour. So, why the paranoia? I don't know, just seems to be like the cool thing to do is to be paranoid. But either way, I think this is going to go down. And the only thing I know for my sake, it's featuring on this tour that should have happened 2 years ago when it was the 30th anniversary of the thing, but of the album. But okay, so we're doing it 32 and calling it a 30-year anniversary, but I'm more excited about doing some of the new stuff off our last album because we've never played it live. And it's funny, we were rehearsing that stuff right to play in Australia 2 years ago, right when they shut the door. So we've never got a chance to play this live before. So we're pretty stoked on that. And then to have you and Corrosion come along, this is just like mind blowing to me. It's good.
Well, I always thought over the years that you guys would be a good band to tour with. That would be fun. And it never happened until now, and I'm really happy it happened now. But a lot of that kind of stuff, we kind of gave up on doing opening for other bands much. We were just like, we're kind of tired of selling the band that way. We just do our own
Right.
stuff. Except if certain things come along, and this is one of those certain things. It's like, yeah, we'll
Cool.
do that.
I felt the same way until we did that Slayer tour. I hadn't been an
Yeah,
opener outside of course, like some festivals or something like that, where you're next to, we're below Iron Maiden or something like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
yeah, fine. But like for an entire tour, I was really not for doing that or representing the band that way. But after that Slayer tour, I'm like, hey, this is actually kind of fun, man.
yeah.
I actually had a lot of fun on that tour, just being like not only like the opener, but the opener, because Primus was above us and then into Slayer. And we had a gas. And so yeah, my opinion has changed on that. And now it's just go out there, balls out and do your shit. And it's actually better
Yep.
because you can compact it into 45 minutes instead of having to, I remember the first time I ever saw, and I know those guys in Jesus and Mary Chain, the first time they played New York at the Ritz, they played for 20 minutes and everyone was pissed. They wanted their money back. And they go, why'd you only play for 20 minutes? And one of the Reed brothers goes, because we don't have more than 20 minutes worth of good shit. And so that's it. So it's actually better sometimes to do a shorter set, make your point, get off, and it's still early. You have a life. It's good.
Yeah, we're putting together a 40 minute set of songs that are going to be solidly compacted together. So it will be a solid piece. By the
Right.
time we're
Yeah.
done figuring out exactly how we're going to do it. No change in the list. We're going to do the same thing and run through it like a fucking machine. That's what we
Yeah.
want to do.
That's exactly what we're doing, man. We
Yeah.
got the 12 of the set of our old stuff. Come back, do an encore, and we're going to do 2 or 3 of the new ones. Maybe interchange those, but the main set is going to be the same thing every night, and just go for it.
I like that better.
Yeah.
Personally. I mean, I like to, as weird as it sounds, I like to pursue it like it's a Broadway musical. The Broadway musical, they don't change the set every night.
Right.
They work it out and have it all together because
Right.
it works that way. It's theatrical that way. It works better. We've toured with bands where we were opener where they would change their set every night, and some nights it just did not work.
Right.
It's like
Right.
you got the audience for 3 songs and you have the wrong set list and the wrong pacing, and it just dies. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to do it.
There's so many variables that could happen anyways. Even if you keep the same set list and you keep the same mindset, shit's going to hit the fan on some shows no matter what anyways. So you're already dealing with variables. So why not at least have a nice smooth template that you know what you're getting into, and bam, and you do it and you do it well.
Yeah. And we always think that stuff out in the practice place. Like, these 2 songs don't work good together. Now it looks good on paper, but it doesn't really work. And then you don't know that until you're playing them. And then you're like, okay, I want to work all that stuff out at the rehearsal place and not in front of everyone.
Yeah.
They're paying good money to see us do our best. And that's what I want to do. And I've thought that for decades. That's what we're here to do, a job. And my job is to make it to where these people have spent their hard-earned money to come and see something that they don't normally get. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to give them that.
I'm right with you, buddy, but I do have to ask you one thing.
Yeah.
In lieu of what you just said. Just what is Buzz's favorite Broadway musical?
Oh my God. Believe it or not, I'm a huge fan of that stuff.
Really? What? Like what? Turn me on, because I'm a rookie to this.
Book of Mormon was my favorite as of late.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense.
Fucking great. That was fucking great. If you don't like that, then But I'm really into. I go to any of those. I think they're really cool. I love them. I think they're amazing. I've been to a bunch, not a ton. the thing that I saw in the last 5 years that I thought was the most amazing thing I'd seen that I'd never seen before was a fucking ballet. And
I love ballet.
it was fucking amazing. I
Which
was
one?
blown away.
Which one?
Nutcracker. You know?
It's I love it. I've seen it
Phenomenal.
3 times. I've seen 3 times in New York, Chicago, and LA. I've seen Nutcracker.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful. But I've seen others, like even Swan Lake is just symphonies are just mind blowing to me with the precision of an analog situation. There's no digital, but the precision of the analog is mind blowing. Hey, listen, while we're on tour, you're a Jeopardy freak, right?
No, I will watch it, but I'm not.
Right, because we're trying to set up like at whatever hotel bar or whatever Jeopardy watching, because I'm addicted. I'm an addict of Jeopardy. I'm absolutely over my head in this stuff, and I really feel that I can win. And one of the most crushing moments of my life was a few weeks ago when I was told, because I've been trying to apply to get on the show, and I was told that I can't get on because of my face piercings and tattoos and stuff like that. And then I saw,
won't allow it.
Yeah, and I saw a guy. The guy right now is a purple mohawk and a bunch of tattoos, and I'm like, well, fuck that. I'm gonna be on there. So we're gonna arrange like inner bands if you're interested, like Jeopardy parties on the road. That's like our big rock and roll lifestyle. Woo-hoo,
yeah. I've never been into any of that kind of the typical rock stuff. It's just not my thing.
No, that's what the 90s were for. I mean, for me, I know for you, you say never, but like, yeah, we obviously fell prey to that big time, but that hasn't been the case in our camp for at least 20, 25 years, man. We just like, we're a bunch of old men that just get excited about Jeopardy playing at the hotel bar. We're stoked. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's better for me to let my wild and weirdness come out in my music.
Yeah.
Leave it for that, and lead a conservative lifestyle and go crazy with the art. You know?
Yeah,
I prefer that,
and it shows. You guys are literally one of my top 5 favorite live bands ever. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys do what you're going to do on this tour. It's great. I mean, it's just going to be such a great way to get back into touring, because
right.
and I'm very excited about it. And like I said, we couldn't be more appreciative of the offer. So we're really looking forward. I really hope it works. I think it will.
It's gonna work. Don't hope
to make it work. You know,
like Yoda says, don't try, do. Just do. Yeah. We'll do it. It's going to be fun. And I know that the frickin' kids are going ballistic over this tour. So that's a good sign. A lot of it is just pent up frustration with the times that we're in, but a lot of it is because I think this stacked bill is just the perfect way to get back and get your feet wet. So yeah. Totally stoked.
I hope people just go crazy. I know if I was a kid, I would be coming unglued at this point and wanting to do anything just to be away from my parents.
Without a doubt, I'll never forget it. It was in a Tulsa motel room with Gibby Haynes, and we were doing shrooms, and he played me Houdini, and I was sold. I bought the product. I was down with it from then on, and then a few years later, good mutual friend of ours, Mr. Biafra, played me like some of the roughs or demos or something from Sig Howdy, and of course I followed you throughout, you know, after Houdini up till then, but like so that's our mutual kind of I don't know, 6 degrees of separation kind of guys, Jello Biafra, and she's a huge fan. I mean, what are you gonna say? You know, they're the kind of band that just when you listen to their stuff, it makes you. The thing I like about them is it makes you want to just beat the shit out of something, but also question why you want to beat the shit out of something. You know, so to me, it's a winner chicken dinner. all Melvins are a full chicken dinner for me, man.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I think I heard your stuff at least 30 years ago. I'm not sure exactly when, but I remember what I thought at the time, which was these guys sound like a cross between Slayer and Big Black. And I thought that was a really good combo.
Nice. Yeah.
You know? And my favorite record of yours is, believe it or not, is the Sphincter live record, which I think is that's the record that I have went to as soon as that came out and I heard it. I was like, automatically, it was my favorite record that you guys had done. For some reason, those live versions of those songs are better. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think so too. But I'm hoping a lot of that is because of the crowd, as you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said about the variables of just like, wow, the energy that's pouring into you reflect right back. So that's what I think takes the things to a different level. But I think this tour is going to be like that because there's all this pent up shit going on with people. And I just see that, wow. And starting with Corrosion into you and then us, these kids are going to be tired.
We want them wrung out at the end. Wrung out, you know.
Yeah, good.
And my favorite song on that record is Just One Fix. That version of that song is fucking amazing. And like to me, what I like about that is it's heavy metal, but it's got a weird edge to it, which is like a hybrid sort of. But the singer from the Lux Interior said what he liked about heavy metal is the same thing I do. It's rebel music. Right. That's what I want. That's what I want out of that stuff. Because in the end, I like all kinds of music, but obviously. I'm a rock and roller when it comes down to it. That's my thing. That's what
you're a pretty fucking good yodeler too, man. Yeah. And I know because I've done a country album as well. I don't know if you've ever heard my Buck Satan album.
I have not heard it.
You have to hear Buck Satan because I'm a huge old time country fan. I don't even know. I don't call this country now. I don't know what this music is. It's like elevator wallpaper something.
Sounds like REO Speedwagon.
Yeah, right. No, but like the old timers. Wow, I think we'll talk about this on tour. I'm sure.
Oh, I love that stuff
because I'm an encyclopedia for that stuff, and I play pedal steel. So
nice.
Please, we should have some kind of country jam going on at some point during this tour because I'm a fanatic, man.
I love all that stuff, and what's funny is you talk to people like bus drivers, and they're always like, "Oh, the rock and rollers are nothing compared to the country guys when it comes to
nothing
raising hell and freaking out."
Even in the '90s, when we thought like you know whatever. Like, oh yeah, Zeppelin throws TVs out a window. We did way worse than that kind of shit. Ooh. And then our bus driver actually was Doyle Holly, who played bass for Puck Owens, was our bus driver.
Wow.
And we would sit there and smoke weed in the front of the bus, and he would tell me stories about the 1950s. That made me blush. Some serious shit. And
they're no joke.
I love those guys, man.
Oh yeah, Buck Owens is unbelievable. I think that
he's my favorite.
He was so far ahead in what he was doing.
He was so punk rock, man. Like he left Nashville and said "fuck you," and went to Bakersville and started a whole thing, man. That guy is punk rock as they come.
Him and Don Rich.
Holly. Yeah, and Don Rich. Oh, that's when he went. As soon as Don Rich died, he went downhill, man. It was just like
he said he never recovered from it.
He never did. That's why, like when my Don Rich, Mikey died, I really didn't know what to do. It took me a long time to recuperate from that, but I think we're back. And I think Mikey would be happy. But we were close as Buck and Don Rich was. So yeah, that was an interesting era in the Ministry period. But yeah, we're back.
You got to move on. It's hard. I hate that kind of stuff when it happens, but what are you going to do? You know,
right.
I mean, I'm here for the duration. I mean, it's like it was a really great thing. People, we're not as old as the Rolling Stones, neither one of us, but we're still doing it. And I saw this interview with Bob Dylan where they go, "Why are you still touring at your age?" And he goes, that's the deal I made. It's like,
what did he mean by that?
Oh, it's like in order for me to be famous or whatever, or be a musician, I made the deal that I was going to work. I'm going to keep doing it. And also, I always thought it was like, that's the deal I made when I sold my soul, was that I was going to keep working.
Oh, so like a Robert Johnson kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the deal I made. I have to keep going.
I'm still kind of confused. I don't understand at this point, what is it that propels the Rolling Stones into yet another tour? At this point, I know at 63, my bones hurt after shows. You know what I'm saying? And sleeping in those bunks and just your back is stiff and old man shit. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And Paul, we're all about the same age. So it's like old man shit constantly going on. So what is it? Is it the adoration that you need the immediate gratification from the crowd? Is it the money? Obviously, in the Rolling Stones case or some of these others, they don't need the fucking money. So what is it? I never quite understood that. This is slightly different. We're, a decade and a half younger, but and I don't think that none of us are like scrambling to like need the money. So is it the adulation? At this point, I'm just stir crazy. I'm just quarantined for 2 years, which, you know what? Pandemic or not, I probably would have done the same thing anyways. I'm kind of a homebody, private person, but I just didn't like being forced to be a homebody.
That's it. That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the hard part. Yeah. It's not, I didn't do a whole lot different, but normally in between, I would be working out in the public, 80 to 120 shows a year,
Wow.
That wasn't happening. That's normal. 80 is about, around 80 is about a normal, but we'll go up to like 100, 150.
Yeah. No, you're a better man than I do 75 and I get cranky.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's like, my wife, we've been married 28 years. She knew the job was dangerous when she took it. And she's super supportive of all that stuff. We work really close together and she has her life. I have my life. I think that's kind of why it works. And it's all okay. It's all okay. And this time we've been together for this is the longest period we've been together, like without me leaving.
Right.
And we haven't killed each other, so something must be okay.
That's awesome. We've had dinner and stuff. Yeah. And I have the same kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
So we've known each other for 30 something years, so we all know the territories and boundaries. And actually, I think the pandemic actually made it better. Like we refined our system because of forced close proximity, that we were able to like set up a system, make it work, and not have it feel redundant. It almost feels like liberating that we know where the other one's going to be at any given point in time, and it's actually made it flow better. So yeah, in that sense, is Mackie coming?
Nope, she's got too much other stuff going on.
Yeah, she's always busy.
And she does art and teaches yoga, and that's all good. And both of us are very active, very athletically active when it comes down to that stuff. I love working out and playing golf and all that stuff because it's outdoors. I love it. And so musicians are people that are great indoors. And so something like golf, which is a solitary thing anyway, I don't really have to talk to anyone. It's not a team sport. I love it. It's a perfect thing for me. So I love doing all that stuff. I feel actually as energetic and fit, maybe more than I did in my 30s.
Yeah, well, I know I do, because just you take out the drug factor and that'll
do it. It's not a problem in the world you can't make bigger with that stuff,
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel pretty good physically. I feel great. I feel as good, but I figure something like that might not last forever, but so far so good. And
it won't.
Yeah, I'm doing everything I can to keep it that way.
Yeah, me too. I bring my stationery on the road, and like one of the questions I saw leading up to this is like, what do you do to unwind on the road? And literally, I bring my stationery, and every day I ride 20 miles in the hotel room on my bike. So I ride 140 miles a week. I don't miss a day. Matter of fact, I just turned over this bike that I've had for 4 years. I got for $120, and I just turned it over to 20,000 yesterday. I'm now at 20,000 miles on that bike. So I'm like a biking fool. It just gets the adrenaline going. Your mind is clear, and here we go. Let's do a show.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's the best way to do it. I mean, as far as that's concerned, we I have very simple tastes when it comes to that. I'm good playing the show and then watching a movie and going to sleep.
Yeah,
Fine
that's pretty much what I do.
That sounds good to me. And like I said, I want to keep my focus, especially at this point. It's been like that for a long time, but I want to keep my focus on why am I here? I'm here to do a job. You know, my job is playing music, and I want to do it at the highest level I am capable of doing it every single night, to give those people a reason to come out there and spend the money to see us do it. There might be people out there that have never seen me play. I want to play as hard as I've ever played, just so that they get something, hopefully, out of what we're doing. Just try my best.
Dude, I think you'll be surprised as I have been. Like you said, there might be somebody who hasn't seen you play before, and I find that has been the case for the last like 4, 5, 6 tours of Ministry. I find we're getting third generation fans, which at first I kind of struggled with, of like, God damn, I feel like Wayne Newton in Vegas or something, you know, like we're the grandmother, mother, daughter, because we've had that. Actually, there was a radio contest where they won tickets and backstage passes to us, and there was the grandmother, mother, daughter thing. And they all like different eras of our thing. And at first I grappled with, like, how do I take this? I feel super old. You know, what am I doing and all this? But then I started appreciating that, like, wow, these young kids, and I've noticed that our fans have been getting younger over the last few tours, which is exciting to me. And I think that a lot of that's going to transfer to this, even though we're like a bunch of old men on this tour. I think that you're going to be surprised at how many young kids are going to be out for this tour, man. It's kind of freaking me out. I'm loving it, but I'm just saying, it's like, wow, these kids are getting it. So it's good.
Yeah. We've always laughed that we get older, our audience stays the same age.
Hey, but that's what I'm saying. It's different the last few tours for us. And
no, I mean, they stay the same age. It's like, you know, they stay young. Right, we get older. We get older, and they stay the same age.
Right. Yeah.
David Lynch said something I thought was really interesting. He goes, I lose 20% of my audience every movie, but I gain 20% of people who had never heard of me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, right. And so people get older, music fans get older. They move on. They have things going on in their lives. They might not still go to shows or whatever, but there's people that take their place, and new people. And I love that kind of stuff. I love talking to those
kids.
I
mean, in an ideal world, and David Lynch has been able to pull it off.
Yeah.
I think we've been able to pull it off. Not everybody can pull that off. You lose 20% and you don't necessarily gain 20% back. Most people. So it's good if you can do that and keep that equilibrium. So all right.
We always figured that we didn't know what people were going to like, so we would just make music that we liked, figuring we had good taste. Obviously,
that's what I love about you guys. It's the you don't give a fuck attitude. You just do what you do to please you, and it shows, and that's what makes Melvins. It's awesome.
Well, we're music fans first. You know, I try to behave in a way that I would appreciate as a fan.
Yeah.
What would I want a band to do? I think, and we figure we're correct in that, and that our instincts are right. And if we just stick to that instead, if I went out there and go, I want to make a record that everybody's going to like, I don't know what anybody's going to like. I have no fucking idea.
And it's physically impossible. That's not a possibility.
I think if I tried to do that, it would ruin everything.
Yeah. It would blow up in your face. It's impossible. There's no such thing. Yeah.
No, there's no such a thing. If that was the case, then these bands would put out everything they did would sell tons of records. Well, nobody sells any records now, so
yeah, right. It doesn't matter, really.
It doesn't matter. You do your best. That's it. Well, we have a lot of stuff that we're going to do, none of which I'm going to talk about till the end of this tour. So I want to have this thing do what it's going to do, and then take it from there. But we have a lot of plans. I mean, I'm a guy of plans. I like having plans. I like to know what I'm going to be doing. And So just rest assured that there's a lot of stuff happening, and 2023 will probably see me doing a solo acoustic tour of some sort with Trevor Dunn, the
Nice.
one that we didn't get to do. So
Nice.
and then the other guys, Dale and
Need a pedal steel player, let me know.
yeah, exactly. Why?
Right.
You never know. Yeah, why not?
All right. Ministry, yeah, we're just trying to finish up this new album, and finish up the Lard album that we have coming out. So I've got 2 releases coming out in 2023, and take it from there, and then see where it goes, like touring wise and all that. See where the world is at and what new virus is going on and whatever. But either way, we just keep plowing forward. So yeah.
Yep. Let's keep plowing forward. Keep your feet moving like a shark. if you stop, you die.
Feet, but something like that. Point well taken. I'm not sure the physiology matches, but
you don't believe. You don't believe in evolution, then.
I don't believe in sharks with feet. I'll leave it at that.